Yes, people, big up to anyone that's got hay fever, because you know the real struggle, just like some of these teams in the transfer window. Make sure you smash the like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Finally got a little bit of news, you know what I mean? But not that, tremendous amounts, for certain clubs. If you don't know, Gyokeres has handed in a transfer request. Apparently, heartbroken is the new key word. And I'm thinking, you're a grown man. Gittens to Chelsea's imminent.
Have you never been heartbroken
from not being able to move to another club?
Well, you've never not been able to move to another club.
I have, and I haven't been heartbroken about
come on, bro. There probably wasn't the money involved like this one.
I know
money could break my heart as well.
Yeah, well, 50 grand a week must be very heartbreaking. Getting to Chelsea's imminent. I mean, Jay to this stream was imminent. A Man United launching Mbeumo 60 million plus bid along them lines. Jay, you're about to sign someone as well for 5 million.
Yeah. We've it's our second signing now because we signed Tel technically, so that's 2 signings now. So I mean, I don't know much about him. You know what? He reminds me a bit of Maguire. From what I've seen the highlights and stuff, he looks a bit like Maguire. And before people start crying,
he's got a massive head.
Don't forget, Maguire's profile was one of the most sought after profiles when he was first leaving Hull. So it's not our fault United ruined him. So we have a chance, like a butterfly effect type moment.
So he's
to
a centre back. Is he Romero's replacement?
Oh, I hope not. So it's like I hope not. Like, I mean, you
ask him where he's from, Daps.
Where's he from, Jay?
He's from Japan.
Huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder what Levy's doing.
Yeah, I mean, like I've only seen like highlights of he played Ronaldo's team not that long ago, and he locked him up. So that's good. But listen, I don't really know much about him. He's a young centre back. They're saying that he's one of these kind of like Bergval, Udogie type signings. Hopefully, it goes a bit better than Gray, because Gray.
It does make sense because Levy's come out and said that he, his ambition is to win the Premier League, right?
Yeah, I mean, like people laugh about it, but it's like.
Why would you laugh at
your it. Like you gotta be in it to win it. We're upwardly mobile.
Why would we laugh at you? You're spending 5 million on a
because Spurs are the whipping because Spurs are always the whipping boys. We're the runt of the litter of the top 6. So the rest of the top 6 always want to take the piss out of us. But then the rest of the teams outside the top 6 are always looking at us like, why are they in the top 6? So we get it from both sides at all times. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just, I don't even know. I didn't even know we were ops.
You kind of like,
I'm
you're bisexual. It's the way. You're bisexual, is what you're saying.
I'm saying everyone wants to fuck Tottenham.
Oh, by the way, does everyone want to know as well? By the way, why Hooks believes Gyokeres is going to Arsenal? Do you want to know why?
Why?
Flashboy in the comments. Flashboy in the comments. Would you like to reveal yourself?
Who's Flashboy?
Oh, exactly. Apparently, so basically, what happened is Hooks spoke to someone that's Swedish. And a Swedish person, as obviously supports Arsenal, was put 2 and 2 together, and Hooks believes it. Do you not remember? There's a whole segment on Dan Potts' show about why Gyokeres is going to Arsenal because of someone called Flashboy.
Okay.
Yeah. Confirmed.
Hold tight, Flashboy.
Hold tight, Flashboy. The ITK in here, man.
I didn't know that, Milano. Yeah. Milano, tell me what he said.
You know what? It's not unlike Hooks to not believe people. Like the German source. Remember that? Last year, you should remember the stats.
I can't remember last week.
There was a German player that was linked with because of TikTok. A guy on TikTok said that a German player.
Oh yeah, like tick news and team sheets or something.
Yeah, something like that. Along them lines. But by the way, Hooks is on a plane to America right now. It's probably trying to do I don't know, tour de America, roughly along. I don't know, but yeah. So it must be happening.
Well, we will see who Arsenal get, man. I keep seeing Arsenal being linked with a lot of players, but I don't see. They're clearly waiting until the 1st, didn't they? Like everyone else.
Yeah, that's the one.
Roll on the 1st. Roll on the 1st.
I'm not saying he can't go and get him. I'm just saying that's why it's confirmed to.
This is the point. I was having this conversation actually before, and I was saying,
shall I bring him up?
Do Arsenal like when it gets to a certain level of money, do they start looking at it thinking, "Oh, that's a bit expensive"? Like because Rice was expensive, and they did and they did the deal.
Is that who it was?
Yes.
Sorry. Am I supposed to take someone serious that uses that emoji? Fuck's sake.
To be fair, Daps, it is red. It's not purple. Do you know? It's purple.
Bro,
like Red Devils.
I don't
like
care.
United,
bro,
Red Devils.
Bro, that was like a horny. Bro, he's using
It
the
was
horny
a red.
emoji.
It was a bit. It was a horny.
Man's using the horny emoji.
It was a horny emoji. But there isn't another Red Devils emoji. Do you know what I mean?
It makes sense. Listen, it does make sense. Horny. Orny. He's trying to be Ornstein.
Oh,
yeah,
it
is.
Horny. Yeah, okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's about to unsubscribe.
But yesterday, so I feel like now, because of this name and shame thing, not name and shame, but everyone remembering receipts and whatever, that if your club is linked with someone, you have to hold it. So, Cass, you have now been, yesterday, you confirmed that you are now interested in Douglas Luiz.
Yeah.
Right, okay, cool. So, if you don't get Douglas Luiz, Cass,
I just said we're linked.
that means you're interested.
Oh yeah, we're definitely interested. I'd say.
So it's shame on you if you don't get him.
Yeah, man.
And if he goes to Wolves,
this shouldn't be shame.
Sorry, if he goes to Forest and doesn't go United.
Oh, that's funny. You said that because what did we read yesterday
What?
about the two players that Forest wanted out of Juve?
Who were they?
They wanted Timothy Weah, the right back, and they wanted the winger. I didn't hear anything about Douglas Luiz, so that's I'll hold that one for
Cass,
what's his name?
Where is Wolfie?
Wolfie.
It's funny that I'm seeing Nottingham Forest man them around because I just see the Athletic have confirmed Liverpool's exclusive interest in Murillo. Why didn't Wolfie tell us this?
Wait, what?
Hold on.
Why didn't Wolfie tell us this? Why didn't Wolfie tell us this?
Wait, hold on. He said Luiz is washed up now. When was this? It's just come out now.
Not long ago.
Do you know Forest fan?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Not long ago.
What's been withholding information?
I haven't. I just see it now. I literally just see it now. You just come back to see it now.
Mons, can I just recommend, and anyone else out there, can I just recommend anyone that's on Instagram, please follow Forest Fan TV.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
Because while Wolfie maybe isn't on shows as much through the preseason, although I'm sure we will start getting him on more often. It's great to follow Forest Fan TV just to see Wolfie getting gassed about certain players that no one knows.
You've done absolute shit yesterday,
and we get a lot. I'm getting a lot of receipts off of there. I get to see what Wolfie is up to during the summer, so he can't come back in September or August and act like he hasn't been getting excited and linked himself with certain players. So please, everyone else, go and follow Forest Fan TV.
I already know how next season's gonna go. Wolfie, them man are gonna go quite far in the Conference League, and anyhow they win it, they're gonna have he's gonna have so much of that European heritage chat. It's gonna kill me. He's gonna be the Arsenal menace if Arsenal don't win the European Trophy.
You talking about the Conference League?
Yeah. For Nottingham Forest.
If we're gonna, by the way, if we're gonna go off what the report, actually, I can see just one line. Your interest, Murillo, but expected to be valued too high.
Expected, but again, I'm just saying, because it was reported and I didn't really say anything, and then this is
shameless.
Hold on,
yeah,
Wolfie. And Wolfie saying, in fact, give me a second,
That's doing a shameless thing.
That's doing the shameless thing. You know I don't run my socials. I know you don't, but bear with me, yeah? Cass, can you just confirm to me, where's one?
I knew he's gonna have a wrist.
The voice, yeah, it's your fucking voice on the videos, okay? So you can't hide it's your voice on the videos, okay? Yeah. So I'm meaning all of the reels that they are putting up. That's your voice, Wolfie.
Day 9 of 77 of the transfer window, and folks already throwing tantrums. This whole Garnacho shirt thing is as well. If you're referring to that, yeah, is nothing short of diabolical, man. People want something to moan about. Honestly, this is what I mean about the United fan base. They just want to have a moan. Guess what? Mbeumo news has come out. Amazing. They all calm the fuck down. Fucking bunch of tossers, man. And yeah, if it refers to you, then it refers to you. But anyways, Isaac Bomba and the wing play in 35 minutes.
Jay, you look stressed out at someone the way you're reading that email.
Oh yeah, sorry.
You look like you wanted to punch someone up.
Yeah, just reading terrible,
by the way,
terrible,
you see how it's,
terrible emails.
you know,
No one knows how to do their job anymore. It's terrible, terrible.
Oh,
terrible.
Let's see, that's a dig at everyone in the office as well, clearly.
Oh my god.
oh yeah, Cash, you see how you said
To
too
be fair,
expensive?
on Never a Foul Tuesdays, yeah, I just send everybody out. Dude, like genuinely, it's just everybody leave. Like it's just me on my own talking shit. I was just like, I don't want anyone to hear this.
You very well in Japan, you would. Yeah, I swear down. Everyone else out because it's a working culture, isn't it? Jay would be top of the list. He'll be getting promotion after promotion, 12-hour shifts, all of that, and then afterwards go to a brothel.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, that's nice. Tell Lee Gunner my people will reach out to his people. Like I feel like me and Lee Gunner.
That's actually a Japanese thing.
What about a brothel?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
So,
no, about a street. Listen, basically, if anybody wants to get in with Lee Gunner, all you basically need to do is dress your gal down on a stream, and Lee Gunner's like, you, my man, I want to do a stream with you. So yeah.
Why is Mont's going away to do some research about Japan and brothels? Yeah,
Mont's like, what?
What? Is that true? That's true.
I knew there's a reason why Hooks goes to Japan sometimes. Makes sense.
No, that's actually true.
You man are talking so nice. Crazy.
Wait, you're the one that went away. Don't try to tell me your cat shit on the floor again. Because he didn't.
Didn't. I was meant to make a drink.
What are you saying, Chase? You're very quiet, man. Why are you quiet for? You're right.
It's working.
Lurking away in the darkness.
I hope everyone's good.
Good. Right,
yeah, Chess, you're looking brown, bro. Where you been?
I'm outside all the time, man. That's it.
Can we get some flamingos in the chat, please, guys?
That's what I'm saying, bro. This guy's looking Ghanaian out here.
Look, I even made a nice little flamingo-esque. You know what I'm saying?
No, hold on, Monks. What is that?
Don't worry, man. Just flamingos in the chat, man.
What is that?
Flamingos in the chat. Row. Just get them in the chat.
That was definitely Fanta.
Is that Ridwan? Is that new one essay? Is that what I'm saying?
All I'm saying is, by the way, side note, you see how Wolfie said that Murillo is seen as too expensive. Well, let's see after Harvey Elliott, Kwanzaa, maybe another one. We'll see. And Nunez, let's see if he's too expensive after that. You know what I'm saying?
I thought that brought down Florian Wirtz's price though.
Oh no, what Florian Wirtz's price? Oh no, my man. Regardless, my money's long anyway. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but this is what I don't like about months though. Do you not think like Liverpool this summer, you kind of like you've done your business now? City's like it's smart what Liverpool and City have done. They've done the majority of their business. Now the rest of the clubs now, we have to deal with the repercussions of Liverpool paying £100 million plus for a player, and then the trickle down effect of what that means for everybody else who's trying to bid. We out here having to pay 70 million for Semenyo now. Because you guys,
sometimes you got to fuck up the market. You know what I'm saying?
I hear it.
You know what I'm saying?
You're doing your best Chelsea impression,
big business. That's what it is, man.
Yeah.
That's what it is, man.
But if they say they value him too high, that must mean you might not view him as. Oh no, let's say Forest want 100 million for him,
for who?
Or something like for Murillo. Like obviously.
Well,
Liverpool might not view
depends
him,
on whether
like,
you actually want it depends if you actually want to sell him. Because when you put prices on people, you have a price when you put on where you're like, I have no intention of selling this player. Or you put a price on where you're like, I want to get as much as possible, but it's feasible for someone to get to. Do you know what I mean? So if they said we want 70, teams would be like, oh, that's a bit pricey, but maybe if we move this here and that there, we could like maybe give you some add-ons. Add-ons.
But then on the other side, if you say, "Oh, we want 90 million," and now you've got the fan base calling him a 5'10" midget. Do you know what I mean? You got to be really careful about how we balance this out. This is the thing. This is the thing. Like, does anyone here think Guehi's better than Murillo?
Guehi better than Murillo?
Same level.
Same level.
I feel like with Guehi, the one thing you'd say is you've probably got a bit more sample size.
I will say Murillo.
I think
Murillo gives me more moments of excitement. Pause. Because his I feel like he feels a bit more decisive in his duels and his actions. I'm sure someone will pull up some data now and be like, Jay, you're talking absolute nonsense. But I mean, like when I'm watching them on the eye test, Murillo feels
he wins his duels, isn't it? He wins his duels, isn't it?
Eye test. I do wear glasses sometimes though. So
but there's
like,
a better than both
like
of them
sometimes.
Well, I think Milenković is better than both of them.
Guehi's probably got, as Dap said, more body of work, I guess. But I think Murillo's level that Murillo reached.
Have you ever watched Guehi and been like, man, this Guehi's impressive?
Yeah, last Euros. To be fair, some of the Euros
I didn't even think he was that impressive in the Euros.
I think he was one of England's best players in the Euros.
It's not hard to be one of England's best
players. However, hold on. However much you can say it's not hard to be one of England's best players, that wasn't England. That no matter what, we got to a final, and that wasn't because going forward we were great, right?
Yeah.
I hear you on the going forward, but we're not talking about going forward. We got to that final by defensively being better than we were going forward.
I think the level that Murillo reached at Forest this season was higher than I've seen from a Guehi season.
Maybe, maybe. I might agree with that.
I mean, and the thing is you can make an argument that the Forest team now is a better team than Guehi's ever played in. If you go off league position,
yeah, agreed.
Yeah, but you could say they're also quite defensive teams. Also, they both had protection. So whichever one moves.
One thing we can say as well though is Guehi. But Guehi, to be fair, he's played in back threes more than Murillo. Like Forest have played back four quite a lot this season. Yeah, a decent amount.
Before Glasgow, Guehi's played in the back two with Anderson.
Yeah, but it was only after. But I would say that his stock has risen dramatically after moving to a back three.
Fair enough.
So I mean, I think. Are you impressed with Guehi? Like, I think Guehi to me is like if you're a club and you sign Guehi, like if you're Liverpool and you keep Konate and Van Dijk. As a third choice centre back, there isn't many better third choice centre backs in the league.
That's what I said. I'm with that. Like in terms of that rotation, and then you got really Gomez as a four for like the cups and that. That as a four is great for me. But the only thing that does concern me about the two centre backs that I've now heard the names of, like Murillo. Is Murillo? Someone confirm. Is Murillo 5'11"?
I think it's 5'10" in heels.
Because I can't spend 90 million on the centre. I'll be honest. I can't spend 90 million on the centre back because that's the same height as me.
You know what? He might be the same.
Okay, that's fine.
You're 5'8".
No, Murillo. You said Murillo.
I'm not buying no centre back that's the same height as me in it. I ain't.
So you're saying you're saying Murillo is the same height as Mr. Door?
What?
The Forest content creator.
Is he 5'11"?
No, he's up. No.
How he looks like. I don't know.
You know what? If Murillo actually had like a neck, he would. Yeah, he might be taller. He might be 6'1", 6'2". But with no neck, basically, that's who Mr. Door looks like.
Yeah, but Murillo got no neck though. Yeah, he got no neck.
Someone said he's 6'1".
Yeah.
He's built as like a NFL. You know the NFL man. They're just like this. Like that. That's all they walk. That's how they walk.
But I think Milenković is definitely the better player, though. If you're going to go and put some big money, I would put big money down on Milenković. I think he's definitely.
What's big money to you, though, Kaz, in this context? Like, how much is big money?
Like 80+ million.
Huh?
Oh!
At 27.
Are you mad?
Milenković.
27.
80 million. You just say
27.
But you in this economic climate.
80 million.
Coming, bro.
Wait, hold on.
27.
But you said what is big money to you, and I'm thinking like.
But you said
how much am I paying? Wait. Are you asking me how much? Are you asking me how much I would pay for Milenković? for big money.
No, I'm saying, but I was just like, you said I paid big money, and I was like, what's big money? And you're saying 80 million. So I'm like,
man, that's 28 this year, you know.
Get 5.
Right.
And
Yeah,
I'm like, you can't pay 80 million for Milenković.
I'm not gonna lie,
even though that's not technically what you said.
Milenković ain't had just one good season. He was dope for Fiorentina. What
80 million, there's no way.
Yeah, but that's still not 80 million, bro.
In his prime, for a prime defender, that's easily one of the better centre backs. I'm not Milenković. Oh yeah, I'm taking it. When you're saying,
if I get Forest 80 million for Milenković,
brother,
I would expect 40 million pound change.
Hold on,
it's easy for Cass to say he would, yeah, when his club is not going to do that.
Yeah,
right? But you would not be up for your club spending 80 million on him.
Oh God, bro! Like,
how about this then? Well, how about this? Yeah, Guehi's 24, going on 25, yeah, and Palace still want about 60 million for him.
I don't think he's
they're not going to get
not
that.
80. That's
you know
still
what I mean?
20
So
million.
why-
Hold on, but that's 20 million less, and he's got English tax on it.
But
we know English tax is 20 million.
Yeah, but
see, I agree with you, but
what do you mean?
He's not going for 60 million. No way.
Yeah, but that's what. But I'm just saying, clubs will
1
value
year left
their
in his
players at
contract,
high.
he
If someone said,
he'll go for maximum 35.
Yeah, but you might have a sell-on clause. We might
go
go for 40 because you might have a
I
sell-on.
reckon Guehi will go for about 50. I reckon he'll go for about 50.
No, not 50. He's not that good.
Okay. No, but I think, again, English tax, 20
Yeah, but
million,
even
he'll
the
go for
English
about
tax
50.
thing, he is worth off the market. No contract situation he's in now. I'll probably say 50, 60 anyway.
Why? How
He
long's he
worth
got
one.
left on his contract?
If he had 3 years left, I'll say
He's got 1 year left. All right, fair enough. Yeah,
he got 1 year left. I'll say
35, maybe then. Yeah,
but the
I
thing is,
didn't
they're not
know
going to
that.
accept that. Forest are proven they're not no selling club. They're going to be valued. They're going to value this guy as much as.
If they say 80 million, they're pricing him out because nobody's going there.
But that's the whole point, isn't it? But for me, if they said, okay, you have to overpay. If you want someone in their prime, one of the better defenders in the league, I put Milenković up there probably just underneath Botman. That's how highly I rate Milenković. I think all the PR goes to Murillo because he's younger. People forget that 27 is not an old age. Bro, even if you gave him a 5-year deal, he runs into the 32, 33 bracket. It don't matter. Because the defenders can defend. A defender can actually defend.
Talking about Milenković. We can't be talking about
you're not getting 80 million for a non-English defender of that level.
Yeah. And I'm not like Van Dijk did back when he was
Van Dijk was younger when he moved.
26,
25. Secondly, let's not act like
we're not comparing Milenković to Van Dijk.
Forget all
why are we
that.
having this conversation?
Van Dijk was the most one of the most sought after defenders in the Premier League at that point. And
why are we even bringing Van Dijk?
At that point, Van Dijk had City and Liverpool after him, right? Van Dijk was one of the most sought after defenders. Yeah, he was one of the most sought after defenders out there.
I'm not gonna lie. For me, anyways, because it was a long time ago. I don't remember mad Van Dijk hype.
Bro, I do.
I remember Marcel twisting him up, and then people calling him shit.
Got a point. Like, there was
mad Van Dijk hype.
Yeah, but you said non-English defenders.
There was mad Van Dijk.
I'm just saying,
it wasn't Milenković. It was
That's the whole point of the conversation.
No, but I'm not saying is that, but that's a price that was about 8 years ago.
Whoever brought it up, it was you.
One sec. How long ago was it? Was it 8 years ago? That's 8 years ago.
Yeah, but again,
the point is, it's not a good example to me. Milenković is not done what Van Dijk has done.
But the other thing is the defender
back at Southampton. Wait, hold on. One sec. This is important. What Van Dijk done at Southampton at that point has done fuck and all, by the way. When you want to compare it to Milenković,
we can even go back to. I'll be real with you. I remember Van Dijk hype even back at Celtic.
Didn't Southampton finish like 8th or 7th? Like what Forest did?
They're the team.
It's the same thing, then, isn't it?
Van Dijk.
Yeah, when they had Jose Font.
Who's in the midfield?
But before that,
Wanyama.
It's Romero there.
Wanyama was there.
Lallana
from Chelsea.
Hey, Graziano.
But his performance would even being spoke about.
Bro, these men had Lallana, Lovren, Nathaniel Klein.
Yeah, they're a good team. They're a good team. But I'm
Victor Wanyama was doing bits.
I'm not trying to come. I'm not calling it. By the way, yeah. I don't think Milenković is going to be anywhere near a Van Dijk level player. I'm going to say that clearly. Yeah.
No, that's what you said.
No. But I'm saying for 7-8 years ago, obviously Van Dijk's gone on to be the best centre back here and whatnot. Yeah, but I'm just saying, 8 years ago's market compared to now, you're going to think that price might rise back by 10-20 million. Back then, you probably pay 50 million for Milenković, but today's price is different. The market of centre backs today is actually quite as poor in terms of players in their prime compared to a striker, for instance. It's poor. The pool isn't great. Everything's all about potential. You're paying for your potential. If you're thinking of a ready-made centre back that's probably ready to make a move up, I would look at Milenković and say,
No,
yeah,
but Kaz, no one disagrees with that.
he's
part.
amazing.
When
Ball
you say
playing
80
high,
million.
good in
It's
the
Yeah,
air.
we
He's got
agree.
everything.
Kaz,
million.
when you just said there, we agree with you. When you start saying 80 mil, that's when we disagree.
Yeah, but I'm seeing other
That's it.
defenders looking at Zabani. He's had a couple. I think he's a wicked defender, by the way, and he's got a lot of
Yeah,
potential.
but how much is
You're
Zabani
paying
going
for
for?
that
Sorry?
potential.
How much is he going for to PSG?
Bro, they want 70 million for him.
How much is that? Okay,
They
what
bid
want?
55, and I think they've rejected it. So I'm just saying, are you
But
telling me if you're Forest right now,
like-
you're looking at Zabani for 65 odd million?
Like, but this is the thing, Kaz.
I would
this
say
is the thing,
Zabani is
though.
better than Milenković.
Kaz, I just
I
want
wouldn't
to say
call him Milenković. No
one
way.
thing
Yeah,
on your
absolutely.
point is Nuno, like fair dues to Nuno, he's able to
Right.
put a good system in place that can mask players' inefficiency. And I think with a defender like Milenković, I think he's a good player, but when I think back of all the, because centre back is a position now in football that there's loads of good players. There's actually loads of good centre backs, depending on your risk profile. Of how
Including
much-
the 5 mil one you've just got as
Kasparov
well.
paid 40 million for Milenković. How much did Southampton pay for Van Dijk? Cheap
Uh,
money. Not
they
not
were
a lot
like
of money.
18 was it or something?
Yeah.
It's like
How much? Like, there's bare players that go for cheap. Look, Liverpool pick up players for cheap all the time. They got McAllister for 35 million. It's so
That's
what if they
different,
paid
though.
little money?
Yeah, but that was
That was a hidden clause.
Yeah,
That was a
yeah,
hidden
Kaz,
clause.
don't do that. That's not market value.
But you pick up bargains
Yeah,
anyway. You
Mons
go.
wasn't happy
Man,
with being
Mons,
made to look like
we
a
saw
pauper.
Pellegrini go for 18 million to Fulham. What? And people
Sometimes a little bargain, sometimes a little bargain bucket.
Do you know what I
Bro,
mean?
don't act like you ever go in
18
pound land,
million
bro.
from
Don't
Surrey.
act like you ever do.
It's a good pickup.
Yeah,
So
that-
what,
you
until you
don't-
find
the
good
Liverpool
pickups,
gimmick,
shop.
they don't spend money in it. They don't spend no money.
Anyways,
They've broken the
Anyways,
record
we'll
on
see what
goalkeeper, centre back.
Anyways, we'll see what happens. But before we move off Liverpool, Darwin Nunez to Napoli looks like it's done.
How much
Fucking
is that?
Napoli just
Mons,
won
how
the
much
No
is
Premier
wonder
that?
why
League.
Mons is still smiling.
Hey, Mons, how much is that one looking like bread-wise? 35, 40?
50 M's, 50 M's,
50 euros, yeah?
50 M's, 50 pounds, 50 million pounds.
This is what Liverpool do. If they're buying someone, they talk down how much they're paying. If they're selling someone, they talk it up. And, the media will do it in euros on one. If they're selling, it's in euros. If they're buying, it's in pounds.
Come on, man. Listen. We're just doing it's just big business. If you get it, you get it. Like if you're there, you're there. If that's what your club does, that's what your club does, man. Listen, I'm in my Chelsea bag right now. The way we're selling players, blood. You know what I'm saying? The money we're getting for certain players, we're moving like Chelsea right
You've always been
now.
a good selling club, though.
Say that again.
You've always been a good selling club.
Yeah. That's what I'm
It's just
saying.
you
But
don't
like,
purchase a lot of high-ticket items. That's all.
yeah, so that's why
Yeah.
our books are always just blessed, fam. So yeah, man, I can't lie, bro. I'll be real. Like Darwin Nunez off my books. Hey, this is I've got emotional cuz. Fuck, man. Hey,
Bro,
Darwin,
bro, you're happy.
Hey,
Kevin De
this Brits
Bruyne.
finally leaving, cuz. Hey,
Bro, you're
3
happy.
years of pain.
Bro, you're happy.
3
Kevin
years
De
of
Bruyne.
pain, cuz.
Kevin De Bruyne is fucking livid. Yeah.
Hey.
Kevin De Bruyne is thinking, nah.
Hey.
What? I thought I had another season in me. I ain't getting no assists.
Darwin finally coming off my books. I don't think you understand that. Hey, bro, anything's possible. Anything's possible. This guy's finally gone, fam. I'm waiting for this day.
He's such a Conte type player. He's such a Conte type player as well.
Hey,
That's
you know what the
part.
funniest thing is? He's definitely banging 20 goals. He's banging 20 goals for them. That's what's so funny. I reckon he gets 20. I reckon he does. Oh, like 15. He'll do well. He'll do
I'm
well.
telling you, no. Hear me out.
Okay.
He'll do well.
Nunez will get 25 goals for Napoli next season.
You think?
Yeah.
I think he does well in this area.
He does well.
But doesn't he miss tap-ins?
Not in a slower league. Hoyland got 9 goals over there in half a season.
I hear it. Yeah.
Wait,
If
half a
Hoyland's
season?
actually, yeah, if
half a
Hoyland's a
season.
benchmark.
He moved in like January from the Danish league, and he got like 9 Serie A goals.
Oh, you mean I don't know.
Yeah.
He was there for the whole year, brother.
I was there for the whole year. I thought you went in the half.
That's why everyone's looking at you
Even worse.
sideways for spending 72 M's on somebody who scored 9 goals. That's
I
why.
thought it was half a season. That's what I always been you. Was he there for a year and a half then? Maybe
He
I'm
was
wrong.
there for a year. He was there for a year.
Aye.
1 season.
Well, 9 goals means 25 goals for Darwin Nunez then. In a Napoli side.
I swear down, Napoli are just
Man said Scott McTominay and Darwin Nunez as Yeah, they're not winning the Champions League anytime soon, are they?
Nah,
Bro,
definitely not.
Yeah, but the league thing, bro.
Yeah.
I
Hear
mean, they
them
got
out,
KDB.
innit?
I mean, hear me out. KDB feeding Darwin Nunez.
That's what I'm
Listen,
saying. I don't know.
Football's a funny old
feel-
sport, man. Then football's a funny old sport, bro. Can't lie. It's just mad, fam. That's all mad. I can't lie. But I'm
Yeah,
just
they
happy, bro. Like I waited for this, innit? I waited for this day. I've waited a long time for this, man. As I said, bro, man, I might even get a little bit emotional because this brother.
Is that why there's a little something in the juice?
Brother, listen,
The
man.
Flamengo juice.
Listen, bro. Listen. I don't think you understand, innit? Because the worst thing is his numbers on record. Darwin's record on numbers doesn't actually look as bad as the way like we speak about him, innit? Like numbers wise, he doesn't look like a horrible signing. But it's just the context, man. Just get him gone, innit? Get him gone. Take a Premier League medal. You won some trophies and that. It's gonna look good in 10 years' time, but we know the real, innit? We know the real. That's you're right there, mate.
That's the shadow boxing.
It's a wasp.
Yeah. Did you see that AGT on DR Sports Liverpool would get 60-70 million for Darwin and said that Ryan is only worth 30 million, City overpaid?
Yeah.
That guy's a fucking
Yeah, I
no
was going to say,
anyways.
if you wanted to
Because-
find tools of fucking, if you wanted to find a tool, then go and watch AGT.
But to be fair, he's obviously biased, like driven to Liverpool. That's his thing, innit? It's all that's fine. You can do that. Don't think you're gonna get 70 million out of Napoli though. You might be talking maybe like, I don't know, Australian dollars, something like that. Moving on from all that, you're about to get what's it called, isn't it? As well, Gyokeres, his medical book today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
medical, I believe. Today.
Gyokeres Day today.
Yeah, love, that's long. Gittens back in apparently Ches.
Yeah. Transfers the interesting right now, man. Gittens, I'm happy with Gittens.
Bro, are you worried about the Champions League?
Are you worried about not even challenging with
What,
having
bro?
Gittens?
Do you look ready for the Champions League?
Bro, like this is the problem, yeah. Because Liverpool and City have done their business early, and people rate the players they've bought. You got like a United fans stressed. Don't know why they're stressed. Arsenal and Chelsea fans stressed, going, "Why are we not buying our marquee players?" Bro, I'll let the season land out. I do content for content purposes. Other than that, I wouldn't give a crap. I'll just wait till 1st September and just keep it moving. So, honestly, you too many links, too many transfers. The players they're playing this campaign centre back. Then they're rating Kudus. Then they're putting a bid for Ekatike. Then we're not going for Ekatike. I'm not going to get too blown around in it. So, pause. So, my thing is, I'm just going to keep it cool. Gittens is a good player. I expect us to bring in like a Kudus, João Pedro, and Ekatike that elevates it even more. And if Jackson was to be sold, if they would like someone puts up the running for him, they will probably go for a striker anyway. So I'm quite comfortable. So people look at my squad going, "On my days, you bought Gittens. We've got no left wingers. So we need a left winger who's good in the Champions League, got that experience in the Champions. Yes, he's young, but he's got good like potential, you could say, in the stats and stuff. But that's not my main thing. My main thing is bringing that Kudus type player who can play in the half spaces, like we spoke about in the other stream. What if you bring in Kudus and Gittens? That's calm. That's very, very calm. Then you got Neto who can play on the left. Noni will probably stay. He can play on the left. So I'm comfortable with that. I'm very, very comfortable with that.
Can I ask you, Ches? Because obviously you're playing Champions League this season, yeah. For me personally, like I'm looking at that Chelsea team, and I think you need like 6 players. You probably need about 6 players for that squad to be competitive in 2 comps. Yeah, like you probably need a centre back. You probably
I
need
can
a
tell you
left
for
back.
a fact we're probably gonna buy a centre back to play with Cole. That's one.
Yeah, you need a left back.
We'll get a backup for left back because Kuko is obviously one of the best in the world, so who start. So we'll get like a Hato or something like that. That's 2.
Yeah,
we'll get Gittens in.
Well, I think you need to go.
We're gonna get probably 5 players. 3 or 4 of them will probably start.
Yeah, the thing is,
I mean, like, listen.
My point is,
the
the reason why I'm not getting like Chelsea fans, like Cass said it before, United fans, Chelsea fans are very similar where they're very emotional because Liverpool are buying.
Yeah, it's like 5, 6 minutes. You just count.
Because Liverpool buying works and they're selling players quickly. People think they just done this all of a sudden. They've been planning this for months. Don't get
of course.
Months, but people don't realize that. They're like, "Oh, what? Liverpool on the first day of the window just bought works." You donut.
Bro, we were talking to work since like February.
Bro, Gyokeres was probably spoken to last summer. Have a good deal.
Hold on. So why weren't you doing that?
Because we didn't have Champions League confirmed. Last season we finished 6th.
But
Our
I don't
pool
know.
of players,
My only thing is,
our
bro,
pool of players.
us and you both finished the season not knowing. Hold on, let me finish.
It's a silly point. You're gonna make a silly point.
Right, okay, cool. No one have a point except for Jay. I want.
Yeah, but what you're gonna say is City finished third. Yeah, you're gonna see who's third.
No. Don't say my point. Like you don't need to. In it's a silly point. So let's move on.
You know. If you want to say your point,
no, it's cool.
I was speaking about my club, and you talked to me respectfully. Let me finish.
Okay, so carry on.
As I was saying anyway, City finished winning the Premier League.
Yeah.
Okay. Last season. This season, you had an off start to the season. You're still that kind of high caliber team, innit? Chelsea's not that. You finished 6th in the league, and a lot of you panelists had Chelsea finishing like 5th, 6th, 7th in the league. So us getting top 4 opened up a different pool of players. Hence why we couldn't just go to Kudus, throwing the team. That's what we're doing it now, unfortunately. I don't like it, which is how it is.
You know what it is. You know what it is. I know. You know. Look, Chelsea. When you want to get business done, you just get business done. It is that. That's why I'm not kind of on the whole like Chelsea. I don't know, brigade of hate or whatever, innit? But I'll stand by my point though. Yeah, I look at Chelsea. This is a prime opportunity to start challenging properly. Yeah, I see something last year. You second in the league, but everyone looks like they're fixing up. Fine. But when Delap and Jackson are your options, Neto and Madueke are your other options, Esteval's a youth, Mudryk is a drug addict, so who gives a shit? Who else is there? And then you're looking at Gittens and Kudus, maybe. It's a big maybe, and there's a lot of the window to go, yeah? Even if you do have all of that, I don't look at that thinking that is going to challenge. But that's it for me. The goalkeeper, I don't understand why you're not going for a goal. That is fucking mind-boggling.
Guys, again, don't believe the reports.
Your midfield is got amazing
guys,
options.
You know Fabrizio Romano, yeah? He said an hour before he went, Chelsea's going to revisit the deal.
Yeah,
an hour later, he then goes, they're not going to revisit the deal.
So Chez, you ended the season not knowing where you're where you're going to finish. Yeah. We also ended the season not knowing where we were going to finish, right?
Yeah.
Our squad 100% needed a rebuild, yeah?
Yeah, definitely midfield.
Right, cool. So our squad needed a rebuild. Sorry, 1 second. Hello?
Go on.
Yeah, I think I was going to say. He's going to say like, but not too dissimilar. But my thing is this: Kaz is going at the moment in time based on the links.
Yeah. Obviously,
yeah. But like, that's my point. It's like at the moment in time, last year, no one thought we'd get Neto. At that time, it was like, right, you got Neto. That's mad. That's my point.
So where else going? So both of us needed, like at that point when the season ended, neither of us knew if we were going to get Champions League or not. Both of us knew that we had things that needed to be addressed. And both of us also knew that we had the Club World Cup coming, right? Yeah. So why haven't you got the business, like, why haven't you got, apart from, I think you got Delap, have you got anyone else?
So Delap was the only one. So that's a good question.
So why didn't you get some?
In my personal opinion, it's just wrong from the club. I don't really think they really wanted to go out for the Club World Cup. Your club clearly showed that. I want my club to win it. So I don't know why they didn't get Magnan over the line. Just pay over the odds for him. Why not? I would do it. The club said, why are we getting fleeced by AC Milan? Because the Club World Cup didn't even care about that. So fair enough. That's how they saw it. Again, I think Prime put up a comment, Kaz, you could bring up about the players we linked to. For example, if Chelsea was to get a Kudus or an Ekatike and Jackson was to get sold and we get a striker, this whole conversation changes.
Yeah, of course. You can
That's my point. I'm not going to like. We can do right nowism every week and go, Chez, you bought Gittens.
Right nowism. Right nowism. Oh my!
But look at Sky putting the chat. Chelsea and Juve. If Jackson gets sold, we might be in the race for Gyokeres. Like, I don't know what could happen.
We're only going to go based on what you're
Chez, do you want to know what I heard when you said right nowism? I heard a man that doesn't want to be held accountable in real time for his takes. Like that's what right nowism sounds like to me.
That's mad. Okay, what have I said about my team? I haven't said we're going to win the Champions League. I've not said we're crap. I'm just saying I don't think it's just like doom and gloom or like the way Kaz and Daps are asking me like, yo, Chez, why have we not done business yet? The links you're linked to at the moment don't sound great. It's like, well, last year this time
I didn't say that.
No, Kaz said that. Kaz said you're linked to Gittens. Doesn't look like a team that's going to challenge for league.
But Chez, the thing is you're buying. I can't be asked answering this. So you buying Gittens, yeah,
You have a job.
I'm trying to make viable football. You know what? Let me take this. Let me take this.
I was going to say, anyway. Your manager's watching, and imagine if one of your defenders said he didn't want to defend. Actually, that happened most of the season.
I only got someone to call up and say, "Stop this Chelsea slander right now," before people believe
I
it.
don't really think it's slander, to be fair.
It's genuine questions. I
do streams every single day. My own fan base goes to me, Ches, Wagwan, and we're like, I keep telling
you. You don't. They didn't. The patience.
Well, your streams must be bare boring at the moment. You must just be telling your fan base you must be telling everyone to relax the whole time. Don't talk about nothing.
July, you lot are gonna go and do something in it. There's gonna be a link that you get popped with someone, whoever it may be. I don't know yet.
For example, Kaz. The Kudus link is loose. As an example, this time in 3-4 weeks, we could have a bid turning for Kudus. Gittens could already be there. We got a new centre back in who people rate, I don't know, Guehi or something like that. Now all of a sudden,
the way you lot do business, it
could happen. We get Manyang again, we get back in or another goalkeeper people rate, and everyone's like, oh, you know what? It's not as bad. Like, I'm not gonna say wait till 1st of September. We've got to do content in it. We've got to talk about it. But I'm more on the case of I'm not gonna get too banged up about links. The same way Monts, he's not gonna be like, oh yeah, we got works in Kirkis by accident. They planned this. I have to assume these men have a plan and they're just executing it the way they need to. Does that make sense?
You know what it is, with your team though at the moment? I just feel like
that don't make it a good plan. I'm just saying.
Yeah, me and Mon spoke about it before.
Is a bad plan at the moment.
Your team still lacks that bite for me. I don't know what it is. Like I just even the options, even with Kudus, I just look at the moment, innit? I'm just gonna say at the moment, it just seems a little bit lackluster, man. For me, I
don't think it is because this, by the way. I'm not going to be rude to everybody in this chat, but
I think the lap might be well, to be fair.
Panel. The same chat and same panel told me I wouldn't make top 4 and get a trophy this year. So, respectfully, when people tell me...
Hold on, no. I said you wouldn't get top 4.
No, that I don't mean that. Trophy. You said you wouldn't... Not that kind. I'm not saying
I didn't think you'd get top 4 at the end of it. I didn't.
And that's my point. I'm not saying you man predicting us to not get top 4 is a mad take because we got it on the last day. But my point is that I, from the very beginning, because you man were trolling me on it, I said Liverpool and Chelsea being that fight for top 4, we'd make it. And everyone at the time was saying, what? Chelsea top 4? Same level as Liverpool? I was proven right and wrong at the same time.
But that's the issue. Who gives a fuck about top 4 now? Now you need to go challenge.
But Kaz, that's not my argument. My argument is...
I get what you're saying. Shit change. Yeah.
Your opinion was, I don't look at your team and look at it as bite. Well, respectfully...
What Ches's point was Ches was right and you man were wrong. That's my
point to you. Ches, my point to you is, and what I wanted to circle back to is, obviously, I think Chelsea are a decent team, good team, between 4th to 6th in the Premier League standard. Now, you're now playing Champions League next season, yeah? For all you're saying, you didn't really have to select a strong squad in the Conference League up until about 3/4 of the way through the competition. You went out both domestic cup competitions early, yeah? So your squad was not challenged, was not stretched, was not pushed, right? I'm saying to you, you need 5-6 players because I saw what happened in those games when you had to play
Can I make
reasonably difficult teams. Hold on, So my point now is you're buying Gittens, you're buying Delap, yeah? I like Delap, so I'm not going to talk too much on him. But you've had Mudryk, you've had Sancho, you've had Gittens, you had all these players who are of the same ilk. Yeah, none of these players are moving the needle. So I'm just saying to you,
I've got to go. Let me make my last point, yeah?
Okay,
no problem. Disagree with your point, yeah?
Because you disagree, but I've gone.
Regardless of Champions League or not, Kaz, you were doing streams. Remember the Brighton back-to-back, that running, yeah? We had no left wingers and no strikers. So whether Champions League was there or not, we would have been finished anyway because we had no squad depth. And the squad depth we did buy, the manager didn't rate. Jay.
Oh, don't do that, Ches. I've got to go, bro. No, but at the beginning of last season, when I said your squad wasn't good enough, you told me your squad was great. I told you your squad wasn't good, and you told me your squad was great. So don't do revisionism. In the momentism.
I've always said from the beginning, we make top 4. I never said it was great. I said top 4. If it was so great, I would have put us finish 2nd or 3rd. But anyway, my point is that regardless of injuries, yeah, we still would have struggled with Champions League last year because we had no left wingers.
Because your squad wasn't good enough.
No, because he didn't like the squad of players we bought. So my point too is, If he rates Gittens and thinks it could work, if he rates the lap, thinks it could work, you might look at it and go, who's the lap, who's Gittens? But for Maresca and what he wants, it could work. And secondly,
okay, so why
the 24th? So I'm not going to go over the top and go, oh my days, Gittens and Lap's my only options. That's what I'm going to say in it. But love for love, we'll go out of here.
Well, I'm still going to talk on Chelsea anyway. Well, I don't know what this means. 2B and still not challenging. What does that mean? 2B? To be and still not challenging?
3 billion.
Oh, and you guys didn't even talk about that Garnacho swap. Oh.
That got rubbish quite quick, to be fair. And it's actually been spoken about recently.
No, it's being weighed up. It's being weighed up. Nothing.
Nice.
I love it when, but if that Garnacho was Arsenal, Cass would have been all over that. Cass would have been.
Yeah, but there's been an extended
all over that.
Yeah, but there's been extended talk.
A little bit of pinch.
Yeah, but it's already been rubbished. That's by 2-3 different people, by the way. So that's why you can't really say about it. The swap was never on for one. And to be fair, when we deep it, Chelsea also don't want Garnacho.
Okay.
They want Gittens.
No. It's not been rubbish. It's just said it's been weighed up. Like it was considered before. As of now, there's nothing to it as of now. But if that was Arsenal, we'd be making a meal of it. I'm just saying, we'd be making a meal of it.
That's funny because that's funny you say that because when it was Liverpool and Nkunku talks, you rubbished it straight away.
Bro, I had to sit there and take the corn.
No, you didn't. Not really. You rubbished it quick.
I had to sit there and take the corn.
But the thing is, it did though, because Chelsea want Gittens, which is in his position, and 2, United's already got other people. He said he's down on the list, like way down. So it don't matter. Laurie Whitwell's already come out. So fine.
You know, Cass, you know, I don't need to go into information. I know what this is. Because like as soon as it's in clunky, it's gonna get 4 minutes. This particular in clunky. Like, listen, Cass, Nkunku, it was tier 1, and it's not a mad.
Yeah, but did you read the article? Did you read the headline?
Yeah, no. I know what the article says.
What did it say?
It was just weighed up. Like, there's nothing to it. Nothing to it.
I can go and get multiple different other sources from other tier 1s, from United ways, and even that, and to say that it's not happening.
What's not happening?
He was considered.
Because why? Hold on, because like why was like to me, out of all the deals that can happen for Garnacho and Nkunku, the swap is probably the most logical.
You both got it's already been done.
No, but what I'm saying
is United want money. United want money though. United want money though, innit? They don't. No,
who's paying 50 million for Garnacho?
I don't know.
That's my point.
That's not for me to decide. Like whatever happens, whatever the price is, you start
that's what I'm trying to say. But do you not think that this is a logical swap?
No.
Why not? Because you both got assets that you value.
Because I tell you again, because Chelsea are going to get Gittens, for one, in that position, and they've already got four wingers. And Man United just got Cunha and about to get Mbeumo. You haven't got him. About to get Mbeumo. But he's considered down. He was considered, but it was down.
I'm asking you, what are you going to do with Garnacho if you value him at 50+ million and no one's going to pay it?
Yeah, but no one will pay it.
Well, I don't know.
And Chelsea have an asset that's similar value that they can't get rid of either. So why wouldn't you guys swap?
I don't know, but all I know is that United are not looking at that position after Mbeumo now. It's done.
No, but what I'm trying to say is that it's the most logical way for you to get Garnacho off your books if you must get him off your books this summer, if you really want him off.
Like I said, we're not looking after the thingy. He was a considered option, and that was be weighed up back in December for the January times. It's not there no more. It's already come out today. More than once, by the way. He's not.
Can you link me to those? Can you link me to those?
Yeah, I can. I actually can. Just how about this? Go on Twitter and write Nkunku. I guarantee a lot comes up.
But see, for money, the profit you would still get your profit from Garnacho, and you could pay off Nkunku over a period of time. So the PSR gap would still be good for United.
I'm not seeing anything that dispels
full balance straight away.
I'm not seeing anything that dispels this news. I'm not seeing anything.
I will link them because I got all of this.
Once again, United would still get the money from PSR, and if they bought Nkunku, it would still go in installments.
My whole point is that this Nkunku news is stronger than any of the Nkunku news that we've seen from Liverpool when he was linked to Arsenal. So for me, like the way I got called about it, The way Arsenal.
It would be.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
go for a similar amount of money. It's a swap, but it's not a swap in it's a swap in the financial terms, but it's not a swap. You'd still get the book balance of selling Garnacho in one. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not a swap, and you don't make any PSR money. You'd still make the PSR money, and then if you paid 50 million for Nkunku and paid it off over 4 years, you're taking 11, 12 million a year, and so basically the balance would be 39 million in PSR. Simple.
I've still seen nothing to dispel this news.
Fabrizio Romano. Chelsea and Man United discussed Nkunku Garnacho last December. All parties informed, but no club-to-club talks. Samuel Luckhurst. Manchester United are not keen.
Wait, what was Fabrizio say? Hold on. Could you do the Fabrizio one again?
It was back in December.
Yes. So
December.
No, read it again. Just so I know the exact wording.
They were discussed last December. All parties are informed, but no club-to-club talks.
Right. So when I said So wait, did it say yet at the end?
Yeah, it says yeah.
No club now yet. So it's not even. So it's not happened.
So this is the point. None of us said it was happening. We said it's a possibility. It is a possibility, Cass. And
it's definitely a possibility.
Even though club to club talks have happened, he wouldn't just bring it up for no reason.
So it got brought up. As
that doesn't mean it's been rubbished off.
But
it says clubs are informed.
Manchester United are not keen on signing Christopher Nkunku.
All right, so you believe Fabrizio? You don't believe Fabrizio. I forgot. You don't believe Fabrizio when it's not in your favor. You don't believe Fabrizio.
And I'm pretty sure Ben Jacobs just said something as well before on the United stand.
I don't know.
Okay.
Listen, if Laurie said it's not happening, I'll give it Laurie. Laurie Whitwell's all right. He's a leading United. If he says it's not happening, fair enough, Cash. You can have your copium for one show.
Ben Jacobs is the gospel nowadays.
Yeah, he is.
Never used to be.
And exactly.
No. Used to be. No. See, you lot have got it wrong. I'm not saying this Nkunku thing is happening. I'm saying that when it happened to us, Cass was shouting and screaming, and we had to sit there and hear it. But the Spurs will make some Nkunku. It's down in 1 minute. We're not talking about it.
Yeah, but the thing is, you didn't have it none of your sources had it rubbished by then when you spoke about it. That's the difference.
Bro, the guy who said it for Liverpool, I can't remember who said it for Liverpool. It was like tier 17, fam. It was a shittest piece of information.
It was like artist.com. Do you know what I mean? Like,
what we talking about?
So when he gets rubbished off, it gets rubbished off. See, the thing is that come out and nothing was said about what
you should have tried harder to rubbish it off earlier. He's just worked harder than you. That's what it is.
Oh yeah, man.
Why the hell aren't United linked to Angelo Steeler? United sorely need a DM more than anything. United ain't doing anything. No DM. Issue with that is, right? The guy needs someone. The guy can't defend. Probably, like, I'll be real. And the thing is, you need someone that's going to be quite adequate at defending next to him. He's a great playmaker. I'd love him, yeah. But when you got Bruno, unfortunately, playing in the 8, Angelo Steeler makes absolutely no sense. So I would love Angelo Steeler and someone else, like, I don't know, like a Richard Ríos next to him or something. That would be, or Douglas Luiz. I'd love that as a parent. But more Richard Ríos. That makes more sense as a parent. But yeah, it ain't going to happen, innit? Yeah. But yeah, off the ball, he's not all that, man. At the moment, and in the Premier League, Man United need legs. I wouldn't call them legs. We spent 1.5 by Winter, then 30 million on the lap, and now it's 2 billion. You might have been talking in dollars, maybe. I don't know. A big eye for that as well. But Mbeumo's second bid has happened. But we just don't. What I don't like about this whole scenario, yeah, and I'll probably explain it more on my channel after. For my liking, is it says 60. You know when they say, oh, they've bid in excess of 60 million. It's like, well, you're the guy that meant to have the details. So what's the excess in 60 million? Has it been rejected or has it been accepted? Or have they gone into direct negotiations now to formalize how it's structured? I'm bare confused.
How are you expecting him? How are you expecting Mbeumo to do if you sign him? You think he's gonna like? Do you think like? How do you? What? No. In terms of like how, like, because obviously he's a good player, but like, what level of impact are you expecting from Mbeumo?
The impact that is much better than watching Højlund and Garnacho every week by 10.
Yeah, but that's the bar is lower than a steak's belly. I want to know what
exactly. So when you say impact,
from Mbeumo, to be better than Højlund is not a bar.
Hear me out. You said what impact? right now, anything's an impact. It's that easy to be a good impact.
Come on, Kaz. Come on, guys.
It's that easy.
Let's have some real expectations here.
That is what I would think overall, though. Just the attacking wise, obviously we're looking at strikers. So I just don't know what striker is going to be.
Like you sign Mbeumo, what's a good season for him next season for you?
A good season, probably like in the league.
He has his eyes. Because remember, you called Rashford trash for
he's not that good.
Delivering certain levels of numbers, but the performances didn't align in your opinion. So what are you?
I don't know. Hitting 20 is going to be difficult again, like he just did for Brentford. Because remember, 5 of those, I think 4 of those were penalties as well. Yeah. So I kind of expect him to get the same. I expect him to probably get about 15.
So like 15 goals.
No, or it says GA. Like that's what I'm thinking.
15 GA. 15 GA for 65 million pounds.
I'm
sorry.
Like what? Something like Brennan Johnson, Solanke's kind of.
Bro, don't talk about Brennan Johnson's doing like double that.
Nah, but I expect that. No, but for me, I've got to be more realistic because I don't know how the whole picture is going to be painted yet. Like with Cunha, the same thing. I expect. But I'm talking in the Premier alone, yeah. But I'm talking about with assists as well. That's what I'm talking about.
Nah, I just want goals. 14, 15, and Mbeumo
with Cunha and Mbeumo, I'm expecting at least 30 to 35. I'm not gonna lie, and then a striker needs to go and contribute what he needs to contribute. I need to know that my striker.
I'm being honest. I'm expecting 40 between the two of them. Both of them.
I would love. Yeah, obviously, I would love that. Yeah, but getting to what 20 goals?
Yeah, like I mean, we paid money for Solanke, and he underperformed.
Wait, hold on. You expect Mbeumo? Do you know how many people hit 20 goals per season? Minimal. 20 Premier League goals.
I'd expect 50. I'd expect 15 goals for Mbeumo.
Yeah, I can hear that, but I'm saying with Cunha and Mbeumo, you expect 40 goals, Premier League goals. So
40 GA between them.
Yeah, but then that's not mad. Like you can get something
between the two of them. I want 10.
I would want that, but between them, obviously. But I want to know what the striker situation is first a little bit. I want to know
the striker is irrelevant to my expectations of these two players.
Yeah, but because hear me out, yeah. Because I know these are known for their goals, yeah. But if you get someone like, let's say it is Gyokeres, I wouldn't say he's mad up on the assist part. I would expect them to create a little bit more for him because he's going to be the guy that should be getting your goals more time than them lot. Do you get it? But if you get someone, I don't know, let's just say a little bit more of an Ekatike kind of player, or you end up with Xerxes up front, I expect their goals to be up. So it kind of depends how much. It kind of depends for me what striker figure is up front. You don't get free players. You don't get free players that play in the attack, yeah, that hit 20 goals each. Do you know that's just
what are we buying them for? What are we buying them for?
Bro, they don't get 20 Premier League goals each, so you have to.
No, I'm not asking for 20 each. I'm saying between the two of you, if you get me 40 GA, just the two of you in the Premier League, I'm happy.
Oh yeah, I'm over the moon.
That's what I'm saying. I'm happy. 40 GA between the two of you. That's what I'm expecting from those two players.
I barely exceeded that. This Premier League campaign, bro. Of course I'm over.
Yeah.
Of course I'm over the moon. I want to know with United's whole makeup. I want to know if they can get 70 plus goals, like between whatever they go and buy, whether it's Ahmad or on the wing or centre back.
They've got your creative guy, haven't they?
Well, with Bruno, all of that, like the striker, whoever that may be.
Bruno, they got Ahmad.
But that's the whole point. With one game a week, I need to know that it's going to all make 70 plus. Then I'm all right with that. Whoever comes off the bench, whoever contributes, I don't really give a shit. It's all right, man. It's all right, man. He rejected you twice.
Listen, I'm not upset about Mbeumo going to United.
Are you? Because last time I checked, I'm going to do the Mons thing. Like, I got, Mons was trying to throw all Mbeumo to Spurs because he's, because of Thomas Frank and that you the same one. All of that, blah, blah. Remember, Mons, I told you, but it ain't done yet. So Mons could still be confirmed true.
Word, why are you chatting like it isn't done?
Players, you know what I mean?
I'm chatting it like it is done. That's how confident.
Nah,
there's plenty of good players out
there.
Remember that one? It's looking like Semenyo or Eze for Spurs at the moment. So I mean, I'd be happy with either of those players.
Why not both?
Yeah, you would.
Why not both?
That's what I would say. Why not both?
I mean, from a squad point of view, we don't really have the squad space at the moment. We're not a team that basically
get rid.
So wait, hold on. Let me ask you a question then. Can I ask you a question? For Semenyo, who didn't get nowhere near obviously the Mbeumo and all that figures. I
Wait,
think
but he
like
did
7.
get near Mbeumo. Hold
I
on,
think
relax. Okay.
So we got like 7 goals. You said goals, right?
No,
like
we got
goals. I think
double
like
figures.
11 goals.
11 goals. 11 goals then months. How much are you expecting off of him for a 65 million rated player, Jay?
What, Semenyo?
20? Yeah, do you expect 20?
Semenyo, I'd expect
Someone who's known for
20
goals.
GA. I'd
He got
expect 20 GA.
16, so you'd expect him to get a bit more than that. Maybe break
Yeah,
the
I'd
20.
expect- I'd be looking at
Goals once, goals.
Me, I'd expect
He's a
10 goals, 10
So yeah,
assists.
so the other lot. So the other
variation.
two. No, goals.
The other
15, 15 is smelly, right? I'm just saying, no, I mean for Semenyo. I
He's
want
smelly.
Wait,
Wait,
15
goals.
Who's 15 smelly?
Huh? I don't think Semenyo's all that. I think he's mad average. He's a good player to be
He's
fair.
not average
but
at all.
average. He's
He's
a
not
good
average at
player.
all.
He's a good player. He's a good player.
Yeah,
We're not gonna do this.
Imagine getting 20 GA from Semenyo. That's crazy. I
Why,
don't think
bro?
you get that.
You guys said the same thing about Brennan
really
Johnson.
picking and choosing when we put PA on the pedestal.
Yeah,
Bro, that's what I'm saying. These guys tried to say that Brennan Johnson.
I don't think his overall game's all right. I don't think his overall game's all that. Second of all, he's a volume shooter. I don't think he's that guy. I'll be real. I think this is his twilight season. This is what you're gonna get. This is the best
Listen,
you're gonna get.
hold on, but I'm saying Semenyo is 25. Yeah,
Is Semenyo better than Gittens?
you can see that his performance level and impact at the Premier League level is increasing as a player. He's developing. He can play both sides, left wing and right wing. Yeah, and his output is good. So to me, this is a player that can take the next. You're looking at Mbeumo taking the next step. Semenyo can take the next step. Eze can take the next step. Kudus can take the next. All these players can take the next step. It's about who gives them the best environment to platform themselves and kick on. People can criticize Brennan Johnson all they want, but he gets output, which is the hardest thing to do in professional football. So we'll see what Semenyo can do.
As a winger, I must admit,
Solanke's numbers were not good. Solanke's numbers were quite poor this season. His overall play wasn't bad.
Hold on. His numbers, what were his numbers like? No, I'm not meaning Solanke. I'm meaning Brennan Johnson, because for me, being a winger that's great on the eye is amazing. It's fucking great, right? But if your numbers aren't good as a winger, what are you doing? And that's me as a City fan. Hold on. Months, it's the truth. Do you know what? Someone said it recently, and I thought, do you know what? And talking about City, talk about Savio, talk about Doku, and talk about, they can look great on the eye, but look at our season this season, right? Then you go back to the season when you've got Sterling on the wing. Look at his fucking numbers. Might not been great on the eye, but where did we end up? And then the truth is, as a winger, it's that one position that outputs everything, man. Output really is everything.
Do you want to watch or do you want to win?
And that's the truth, bro. And that is the truth.
Exactly why when people get onto Mo Salah, I'll never understand.
It's mental, bro. Especially even more with Mo Salah. Is that with Mo Salah, you're looking at how many years getting them numbers, and you still want to get on it. Oh, what's he offer apart from goals?
Still not one of the Premier League best.
He's getting G and A. You can't say a winger. What's he offer apart from GA?
No, as a winger, it's the one where they look at the stats, they see that he's got a goal and an assist. They go look at his SOFA score rating and must think that he's had a poor performance. Not every performance of his is poor, Do you know what I mean? I've seen him create bare chances, but they'll forget about that part. You know the ones that he puts in for Darwin Nunez, the ones at the back post, because he likes to do that little flick. Someone always runs onto it with his gap or whatever. They forget about all of that stuff, even at his age. And he's 32. Is he 32? 31, 32?
33. He's 33 now.
People forget that as well. That's what I would never understand.
That Matt C comment is mental. Off Adam Johnson, you're going down for nonsense. You're a paedophile.
Best song in football. Best song in football.
Fucking hell, Matt.
Yeah.
What you lot say for Gyokeres though? I know he's crying for his transfer. He's heartbroken, right? But really and truly, do you reckon he ends up at Arsenal, on a real?
I don't know.
Do you reckon he ends up anywhere? Do you reckon he ends up at
I was about to say this. It always seems this summer that you get a player that's done well the previous season and they go a little bit early in demanding their move. Like Osimhen. Do you know what I mean?
Two seasons.
Say it?
Or maybe 3 seasons. Remember, he bagged up for Coventry, then he bagged up.
I'm not saying it's form. I'm saying that when the player says basically, I want to leave, I don't want to stay at this club, blah blah blah. You need to make sure the club at the other end is willing to pay what it takes to get you out. Because I saw it last summer with Osimhen. Like, they're doing up ultimatums. I'm never going to play for this club again. And then no one ends up paying what you want, and you're on loan at Galatasaray. So I'm just looking at Gyokeres like, obviously, clubs have got questions about the player. I don't know whether it's the size of the package, or the I don't know, and or the whether they've got question marks about his technique, or whether or not he can play against low block, or I don't know what the issue is, but I'm not completely sure that he moves this summer. I'm not sure. There's a good chance for me he stays at Sporting.
Like, we had him in the transfer request. I don't know, man. He's gone, man. I think he's gone still.
What? Yeah, he's got to go. It's in the Portuguese league. These don't always get their own way. In the end, they always need money or something.
I see what Jay's saying though.
What do you mean? It's not. But it's about, like, if you're Sporting and you don't get a bid of what you want, then why are you going to sell him? Just keep the player. Like, do you know what I mean? So people are like, oh, he's definitely moving. If he doesn't go Arsenal, where's he going?
See, this is a thing, and I can't see a world.
If we can sell enough.
I can't see a world where Arsenal get 2 forwards, right?
I don't mind. Listen, I don't mind if he goes Arsenal.
Oh no! I just don't think Arsenal buy 2 forwards. I can't see where they buy 2 forwards.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like if they buy Rodrigo and Gyokeres in one window, that's a lot for Arsenal to do on an outlay. I'm not sure they do that.
Well, in terms of like wages and stuff, but if Partey goes, that frees up a lot of. Well, if he is leaving, it frees up quite a lot for them.
I just don't know. They're not selling Martinelli and they're not selling Trossard. So if they bring in a Rodrigo type, it means that one of those 2 players is going to get minutes in a different position.
Martinelli, I'm telling you now, if then a suitable offer comes in for Martinelli, he's gone. I think they would accept it.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think Martinelli is one of Arteta's favourites.
According to Mr. I Know It All, but when it comes to Arsenal as well, like the Tesco stuff is definitely still on their agenda. They still want him. The whole what's it called? What's the word? The release clause was all bullshit. That was just made up to be fed, scaremongering in a sense. So that's got nothing to do with it. I think it's the price that Leipzig want. Arsenal believe they can get it for cheaper. That's all that's holding up the deal. Like personal terms, everything's apparently been sorted a time ago. How many times have we seen Sesko personal terms?
I just think whoever goes, I can't.
It's Arteta that wants Sesko.
I don't think. Yeah, I think ultimately, I think Arteta wants Sesko. I can't see a world where, even if they sell players, I can't see a world where Arsenal go out and buy 2 strikers in a window.
Oh, they're definitely not buying 2 strikers. They're not. But if you're asking, are they going to buy a striker and a top level winger? That's also a question.
Yeah, I do think there's a world where they could get Rodrigo and Sesko, right?
I don't.
It's not. It's just I don't think they'll go out and get Gyokeres and Sesko. So it'll be one of the 2.
No, not that. But I'm saying, for me, I don't see them getting a striker and a winger, despite how they're briefed in the media. Like, I know what people are saying. Oh well, Jay, it'll be. I'm just like, the way they've gone about Trossard. Like, they're saying they're going to renew Trossard. Yeah, they're going to give him more wages. So I'm like, okay, cool. Martinelli. Okay, maybe you're open to selling him for a good price, but you are not actively trying to sell him. You're not actively trying to get the guy out of the club. So that means you have still got the 2 starting left wingers from this season. You bring in a number 9. Do you see what now to me it makes sense why Arsenal were trying to get Mbeumo, because it's almost like would Mbeumo play left wing? Might they try and do something else?
Maybe play up front, maybe up sometimes, maybe use him there. Yeah, maybe. But
so this guy in the comments is like, Trossard is not getting a renewal, he's getting a bump up. Well, that's fucking stupid then. So you're gonna give him more salary for no reason. If you're not extending his contract, why is he getting more salary?
I don't know. Arsenal, you know what? I saw something about how much Arsenal owe in like transfers and stuff like that. And it's the reason why they have to wait for July before they get anyone. You know, the way they're amortizing some of their deals allegedly. Like still paying off like Declan Rice, quite hefty, whatever. Zubamendi now. That's why they're waiting. And all these other players, Timber, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. Might be an excuse, might not be. That's why Arsenal are waiting. So I feel like you'll see a lot of Arsenal activity and a lot of Arsenal links come July, like a lot of other clubs. To be fair,
I'm not. Listen. These guys.
I don't think we're going to see anything. I don't think we're going to see anything.
These guys are
towards
upset.
Arsenal
But
this
guys, do you remember last summer when I was talking to Hooks about what Arsenal were going to do in the transfer window, and he told me I was wrong. And then in the end of the window, they ended up basically doing what we said. They didn't bring in a top-level winger, and they ended up getting Sterling on loan. I'm just saying to Arsenal fans now, yeah, like whatever you think is going to happen, and I'm not trying to make things up. I'm saying look at the logic in front of you, yeah. Look at what is happening in front of you, and then say to yourself, yeah, that's going to happen. I don't see it. If he was a left back, yeah, sure, you guys would probably buy him. Do you know what I mean? Like, but when it comes to attackers, you guys have to prove that you're capable of doing big deals in attack and getting them over the line for players that you want. Do you know what I mean? I'm not convinced.
Oh, we'll see. Oh yeah, Mon's last little bit. Kanai's not signing a new contract.
Not at the moment, no.
Rejected.
He rejected the latest offer. Yeah, rejected the latest offer.
Hey, we have to be. Sorry, I'm gonna learn from my past mistakes on Liverpool and players going into 1 year left on their contract.
What, you thought Trump was there?
Yeah, nothing is happening.
Bro.
Yeah,
there was three players and two of them stayed. Yeah, so the ratio.
You say the ratio. You're 2-1. You're 2-1 down. You're 2-1 down.
Yeah, I'm 2-1 down. At this point, I'm going to be a little bit humble. On top of the
could be an equalizer. Could be an equalizer. Could go 3-1. No, 3-1 down.
You tell me when you guys struggle to score goals next season.
So I heard this debate yesterday on Talk Sport. And it was Rory Jennings, and it was I can't remember who the other guy was. But if Liverpool went in for Guehi, who is a better defender, Guehi or Konate? Rory Jennings believes that if Guehi goes to Liverpool, then Guehi will make that number 2 spot his over Konate.
When we've had the top 5 defender conversations, you never heard Guehi's name.
Huh?
Yeah.
I hear you. That's why.
And that's no disrespect to Guehi, because I think all of us here respect Guehi's thing. On a real, like when we have who's the best, Saliba, Gabriel, Van Dijk, when you have all those conversations, even I hear Romero's name more than Guehi. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Romero's better than Guehi. Like if we saw Romero replace him with Guehi, I'd be upset.
Oh, see,
I'd be upset. I'd be upset, 100%. Like Guehi is not Romero's level.
If I had the choice of Romero or Guehi, I'm taking Romero and Konate. I'm taking Konate all day long.
See, now that's my thing with that is I think Konate last season was better defensively than Romero. No issue. But Konate is also playing with Van Dijk. Yeah. And it's like you're not asking Konate to be the number 1 choice.
Had Van Dijk for 8 years, bro. Like we can't have a good centre back next to Van
Dijk versus Romero as number 1 choice. I'm taking Romero. If you're saying partner with Van Dijk, would you take Romero? Would you take Romero over Matip when he was in his pomp? Matip. Listen, in terms of what Matip showed me in the Premier League, I might say Matip, but in terms of overall how Romero played Atalanta, Argentina, his ilk of a defender, I think Matip was excellent. I think he had a season where he was just different class. So I'd say Matip hit higher highs than Romero in the Premier League.
And the Champions League.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think weirdly, I think Romero
has also showed higher highs than Romero.
I think Romero just likes cup competition.
I think Romero don't even like Tottenham. The amount of times he's away from Tottenham. Yeah, the amount of times he's away from Tottenham and everything. I don't think his head's in the game with you lot. The Romero that started off at Spurs compared to the one last couple of years tells me like a guy that just doesn't give a shit. But Konate,
listen,
Konate is. I'll say it now. Konate is 10 times the damn defender Romero is to me.
I don't think he is. Man.
And I was someone that didn't even used to like Konate that much. But last couple of seasons, until his injury, until you say when he was, or is it 6 weeks? Konate was just as important as Van Dijk, and no one said anything.
Up until until he got injured that last season first.
It was a monster.
Up until like December, Konate was moving mad.
elite.
True, but the thing, yeah,
He came back
he's
after
talking about last season.
anyways.
He's talking about last season though. The
I'll be
season
real, Cash,
before.
when he come back from his injury, he was stinking.
Yeah,
bro.
Argentina.
Bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, as a
top
Guehi
level.
had a run under Klopp where he was all over the place. Like it was.
He wasn't all over the place on the club. Let's not do that.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying there was a period the season before, like when.
When he got dropped for Kwanzaa.
Yeah,
Wait, how about this? How about this
was
one?
getting ice
You tell Konate, go get
There was
Romero.
a run that Konate, he wasn't having
Bro,
it.
I said this yesterday on Liverpool Therapy. If we went and got Romero to replace Konate, I'm not complaining.
You're not complaining.
I ain't complaining.
Yeah,
I told you, man, I need an aggressor.
Go link
and
up
a
with McAllister. Yeah.
yeah.
Man,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Mons, I believe you'd be more upset with Guehi as a replacement for Konate than Romero.
100%.
I wouldn't be upset any of those two as a
No,
replacement.
but if Konate left,
Romero.
if Konate left and then you replaced him with Guehi, would you be happy?
I'd be vexed.
I wouldn't be
Would you
fuming.
be happy? I'm using
For
the word happy.
He'd definitely get a year.
Would you be
like-
happy though?
No, I wouldn't be happy, but there's most
Okay,
centre
there we
backs.
go.
But I already said this. Most centre backs right now, like that are attainable, for me, can't replace Konate.
You would have been okay with Hoyson though, wouldn't you?
Look, no.
If
Not to
Hoyson
replace
replaced
Konate,
Konate, you would have been happy.
Hoyson's not proven yet. He's had one good.
Hoyson's
Hoyson's
Konate?
not better than Guehi. Why is Hoyson better than Guehi? He's not better than Guehi.
I think Hoyson's better than Guehi.
Why is he better than Guehi?
He's a better passer. He's a better he's
Not better than Guehi yet. He's not better than Guehi
He's
yet.
not better than Guehi, bro.
You don't think Hoyson's a better passer than Guehi?
He's not
Come on,
better than
guys.
Guehi.
Oh,
He's a better passer than Guehi, but
But
he's
he's a
not better.
much better. He's a
The full
much better
package as a
passer than Guehi.
the full package as a centre back. He's not better than Guehi. Hoyson gets spun out as loafers. People just don't see it as much.
Bro, you have
Fine.
seen Guehi put in the positions
Happened
that
recently as
Hoyson's
well.
because he's playing with a pragmatic mid.
I don't care if Hoyson's a better passer than him. I have
In a
Van Dijk.
back
Van
three.
Dijk can pass. I have Van Dijk. I don't care.
Nah,
Van Dijk's a
bro,
better passer than Hoyson.
I'm just saying, put Guehi.
Romero's an
instead of
exceptional
back
passer of the
lines.
ball. Like, what are we doing here? He's not
No,
like
no,
Guehi's
bro.
better than
Come on,
Hoyson.
what are we doing here,
As a
bro?
full centre back package,
I'm
Guehi
taking
is better
Hoyson.
than Hoyson.
I'm taking Hoyson all day.
That's
All
why
day.
you man finished 17th.
Nah, bro, I'm sorry. Because what Guehi might give you defensively over Hoyson is not enough to offset.
But I can get that from Van Dijk. If none of my defenders can pass, then your point is valid. But I have Van Dijk who can pass. Do you see what I'm saying? I have Van Dijk who can distribute at the highest level. So therefore, I don't need Hoyson to. I don't need someone like Hoyson who can distribute very well. But I'd rather have someone who can defend because I already have a centre back who can pass.
Okay.
Is Romero going?
Okay.
Is Romero going?
But
Is
what I
Romero
would say
going?
is the manager Slot wants ball playing centre back though, which is why he started in that first game. He prefers that ball playing centre back, which is why I feel like there could be a thing with Konate. And
What do you mean? Like, listen, Romero's top 2, top 3 in the Premier League. The centre back
But
passes.
I've heard you say this. I've heard you say this before, and I honestly think it's the
Romero
most bizarre thing. I don't think
it's not.
Romero's.
Bro, 100%, bro. It's
Romero on the ball and ball part. Romero
I'll give
distribution
Van
is very good.
I'll
Very
give
good.
Van Dijk his
real?
flowers. After
Very
Van
good.
Dijk, it's Romero. Like,
What?
there's nobody in the
Hold on.
Premier League who's
Hold
better
on.
passer than Romero.
Better than Stones.
Oh, Romero's a better passer than Stones.
Okay.
Calm.
No, he's not. No,
Okay.
he's not.
Stones is better on the ball. I think Romero's a better passer. Stones is better.
Okay,
on the ball.
maybe.
But,
Okay,
but Stones has. But remember, when Stones breathes, his kneecaps click. So you've got to remember that.
Oh yeah. But hold on. But if we're doing availability, Romero goes and fucking misses about 15 games because he gets sent off.
Nah, bro.
So-
Relax, bro. He's more
What, is that a
available
lie?
than Stonesy.
I mean, not much. He's a lot younger. So
Yeah, man. Listen, I'm like, if you guys are gonna say there's better passers than Romero in the Premier League, I'd like to hear in the comment section who are these passers that you think are better than Romero.
Stones is the ball playing king. I'm not gonna lie. He's better than Van Dijk at ball playing.
Yeah, but the thing is like if you like, when Stonesy was at Everton doing Cruyff turns in his box getting booed. Yeah, it's a lot easier when your whole manager is the greatest manager of all time and he's able to set up passing lanes, and you've got some of the best passers, best ball receivers in the world. Romero's an amazing ball playing centre back, and he's pinging the ball to Højbjerg. He's pinging the ball to Pape Sarr. Like, I'm not saying these guys are terrible, but I'm saying there's levels to who Stones is passing to versus who Romero's passing to. And Romero is
that's fair.
incredibly accurate, incredibly on the ball, incredible. Like,
Bro, he's not. Romero's not that guy, you know. He isn't that guy.
Yeah,
he's not that guy.
Let me do.
I can't lie. I think Romero is a bit.
Ben Jenkins says don't rule out.
I think once he goes Atletico, then we can really judge him because he's
if
going
he
to go
goes Atletico, he'll be getting best in the world chance after 20 minutes. I swear to God.
we do know that he's then going to be in a team that just suits him down to the fucking ground.
Hey, I don't know, bro. He's in the Europa League champions currently, so I mean, like, I was like.
Ben Jenkins said don't rule out Tesco to United. I saw that as well.
See that, yeah, to see that.
Hey, Aaron,
Jay, you need to factor in that Berta is now working on transfers.
What does that even mean? What does that even what does that even mean?
We
is
don't
that
even
good
know
or bad?
Yeah, we don't even know that yet. Big up, boys. Great show. Truth is, Cronkies are content where Arsenal is. It's just a P&L sheet.
I hear it.
I would put dollars on Watkins signs by end of the summer. Imagine. Actually, you know what? I wouldn't even say Watkins Arsenal's back. It depends who that left winger is for me. The striker situation, it's the left winger part.
Oh, okay. Got it.
For me, anyways. But anyways, we'll see. Oh wait, why can I not find it? Is it this one? No, it's that one. Anyways, gonna head over to my channel real quick and talk about United stuff. So if you're interested, just go raid it up. Also, I haven't asked once this video, or anyone hasn't. Like the video on the way out as well if you haven't done it at the moment. Probably dive into all of that stuff. Has anyone got any other shows coming up?
Yeah, it's the normal daytime thing. About half an hour.
We are the South Stand, 6 p.m. Myself, Big Steve, Nobbins.
Let's raid.
I'm live at 7 as well, actually, for the update.
Let's
show.
raid.
Huh?